So, it's been a while. Okay, I honestly didn't even mean to go this long without recording. It's just that I did record a video and it was this story time, and I don't know why it wouldn't post. Like, I tried everything and it wouldn't post, and so here I am re-recording it. Hopefully this will be the last time and it goes through. Okay, so let's get started. So this is a story time. As I said, this is about the time that I almost died at work. This all happened back in August when Harvey was happening. It was literally that weekend that Harvey got here. That Saturday, I was supposed to go to work, right? And I was supposed to work from like 8 till 1 or 2, I think. I don't know. I was supposed to work, whatever. So I had gotten up like at 7 so I could get there early because there was like a Starbucks across the street, and I was like, if I gotta be there early in this weather, I'm gonna get myself some coffee, you know? So I had woke up, and then by the time I left my house, it was like 7:30, and like Big Lots was only like, oh, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I worked at Big Lots. Big Lots was only like 10 minutes away from my house if there was no traffic, right? Maybe less than that. So I got there pretty early, and you know, Starbucks is supposed to be open at 5, but I didn't know because of the stupid hurricane, they were gonna open later. So they weren't gonna open till 8, the time that I had to go in. But I waited around there at Starbucks because, like I said, it was across the street and nobody was there yet besides me. So I was like, I'm not waiting in that parking lot. So I got my coffee because they opened like 10 minutes before 8. So I got my coffee, went back over there to the parking lot, and then my manager had pulled up, but I wasn't gonna get off, you know. I was like, I'm sipping my coffee, you made me wait, now you gotta wait for me. So basically, yeah, I said that in my head, and then I ended up chugging the coffee so I could hurry up and get off, right? So but this whole time that I was waiting, I was like talking to my mom. She's actually the one who called Starbucks and said, hey, what time are y'all opening? And they're like, oh, 8 o'clock. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I was talking to my mom, right? And I was telling her, because the weather was already kind of bad that morning. It was like raining really hard, and the wind, it was just bad. I was telling her, I am gonna get blown away by a tornado, you know? Like, it was that bad. Like, I actually kind of was scared. And so finally, I got off the car, I ran inside, and I saw my manager, and I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? Because I'm a cashier, so I was like, I still didn't understand why I had to be there an hour early before like the store even opened, but whatever, it's over now. So then he was like, well, just do recovery in like the food section. And I was like, okay. And recovery is basically like, you know, making sure the stuff looks good and like there's nothing that's there that's not supposed to be there, you know. So I was like, okay, whatever. So there was like 3 or 4 aisles, and I was going down the first one, right? I was like a little halfway down. Like, this is from the front of the store to the back of the store. I don't mean like, you know, I hope y'all understand. So I was like a little more than halfway through, and I kept hearing this loud noise, and I thought it was like, because since we sell furniture there, I thought it was like someone had already got there and they were like moving furniture or whatever, and they had like a cart or something, like, you know, those big ones. And I thought it kind of sounded like one of those, but it was like really loud. So I was like, what the heck? And then like at one point, like I felt like these vibrations, and I was like, okay, no. So I just like looked to the front of the store, and I saw like the posters on the wall like shaking, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And right after I saw that, I heard like this loud like boom sound. That wasn't even loud. This sound like boom sound, and I was like, what the heck? So I kind of just stopped what I was doing, and I got out of the aisle, and all I saw was water gushing in from the ceiling because it caved in. And in my head, I'm just like, do I drop down and take cover? And I was like, no, that's for an earthquake. We're not in an earthquake, are we? And then I was looking at the furniture, and I'm like, am I supposed to move the furniture? It's getting all wet. Like, stupid thoughts are going through my head, right? Like, you think the first one would be, get out, get out. No, so I'm just like, let me go find my manager, see what he thinks. And so like as I'm walking to the front, I guess like he was in the the office, and that was in the front. And so I guess he like barely even went halfway, like, cause where it happened and where the office is, like, you honestly didn't even have to walk that far to like see it caved in. So he just yells, okay, we gotta get out of here. So we get out, and he locks up the door, and I'm just like, okay, I mean, what is that gonna help? Locking the door, it happened in the back, whatever. And so it was almost 9 o'clock when all of this had happened. We're supposed to open at 9, and this guy was supposed to come in. He was supposed to be in the furniture, like taking care of it whenever we open. So he had just pulled up, and my manager told him, oh, you can go home, like the store's closed for the day. And I'm just staring at him like, hello, I'm right here, like, you haven't told me what to do, you know, like, am I staying here? Am I supposed to help you clean this crap up? And so then finally, like, he told me, okay, let me get your information, like my number and all that. He's like, so I can call you later about what's gonna happen with the store. And I was like, okay, cool. So then he was like, okay, you can go home. So then I got in my car and I started Snapchatting. I didn't even go home. Like, I just started Snapchatting, like, everything that had just happened to me, right? Because I was, like, in total shock. I was like, dang, like, I almost just died right now. And, like, the only thing that was running through my head, like, after the fact when we were standing outside was, can I go home? And, hello, am I getting paid? Like, I almost risked my life to be here, and I almost died. So I hope I'm getting paid double. Finally, I was like, okay, I need to get home because it was starting to rain again. So I was like, I need to get home. So I got home. I didn't even call my mom and tell her that I was on my way home. So I got here and I like yelled for her. She was upstairs. And I just heard her like running from her room like, what happened? And I told her, I almost died. And she didn't care. She was just like, oh, I thought it was something serious. And I was like, rip my heart. Like, how is that not serious? Your only child almost died. How is that not serious? So I was like, okay, whatever. So she asked me what happened. So I started telling her the story. And then, so later, like maybe 30 minutes, almost an hour later, like the manager calls and he's like, hey, so the store's gonna be closed. Like, obviously, like we got flooded. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think it was anything that serious, but come to find out, like a couple weeks later, it was actually serious. Like, even the walls cracked and everything. Oh, and while I was on the phone with him, he was like asking me, he was like, so what do you think happened? I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I just heard shaking, I heard a loud noise, and I heard the boom, and then I saw the thing had caved in. And he was saying that, he was like, yeah, we're thinking maybe it was like a little tornado, because there were tornadoes around the area. He's like, yeah, we're thinking maybe it was a little tornado, like, came and just, like, tapped it, you know? And I was like, dude, like, my mom said the same thing when I was talking to her. And then in my head, I was like, wait, I predicted this whole thing before I even went into work. I said I was going to die because of a tornado. Like, wow, I predicted my death. Well, I mean, I guess not really because I'm still here. But, yeah, then he was like, oh, so you're okay, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And as soon as I hung up, I was like, my college tuition. I could have said I got hurt. I mean, he didn't even see. He didn't even ask, like, at that moment. He waited till later. I should have said I got hurt. Could have got my college paid because college is so expensive. Anyways, so, yeah. So then, basically, they asked me if I wanted to go work at the Humboldt location, which is kind of far because I live in, like, southeast Houston. So that was kind of, like, far from where I lived. And then they asked if I could go work in the Pasadena location. I was like, well, the Pasadena location is closer to me. Can I work there? But I can tell, like, he wanted me to work in the Humboldt location. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. So then he was like, okay, fine, you can go work in the Pasadena location. And I was like, cool. But then maybe, like, 3 or 4 times after I worked at the Pasadena location, they started charging the tolls again. And so I was about to tell them, hey, I can't work anymore because, like, I can't pay the tolls. You know, like, y'all don't pay me enough to be going through the tolls, and it's too much to be going all the way around the tolls, you know? And so, but I didn't even get to tell them that because, like I said, I only worked 3 or 4 times, and they just stopped scheduling me in, and I was like, well, maybe the store's about to open, you know? And I don't know who I talked to. Oh, because, like, they didn't pay me for one of the days that I worked at the Pasadena location, and so I was, like, literally for 2 months, I kept calling and calling, like, once a week because I didn't want to be annoying. I was already, like, harassing them once a week. I would text the 2 managers' numbers that I had because I didn't know who to, like, I didn't want to call their cell phone, but I didn't know what store to call because I know they didn't go to the Pasadena location because when I worked there, nobody ever showed up, you know? And I would ask those managers from that location. They'd be like, you have to ask your other managers. I'm just like, but they don't answer me. And so I finally got a hold of one of the managers, not the one that like all of this happened with. Basically, I was telling her that I couldn't go over there anymore. Well, first off, they weren't scheduling me in anymore. And second, that I hadn't gotten paid. And then I told her, and I just noticed today when I finally got a hold of her, I was like, and I can't like log into my my account anymore, you know, to see like my stuff. After 2 months, I couldn't log in anymore. So I was like, did I get fired? And she's like, what? Let me go check. And so she's looking, she's like, I think they let you go because you're not in the system no more. And I was like, wow. So they were just not gonna tell me. But honestly, I think it happened the day before because I did get a call, but I was like, I didn't answer because I wasn't near my phone. But when I called back, nobody knew who called me, you know? So I think it was like that main district manager, but I didn't know who he was or I didn't have his number, so I couldn't ask, I couldn't, whatever. Long story short, he should call me again that same day or the next day, but whatever, it's none of my business, right? I wouldn't know anything about being a manager. And so then I called her again because she was like, okay, well, we're gonna, like, she was gonna text that district manager and say, hey, what do I do? She never got paid. So finally, like, she's like, call back like another day. And I was like, okay. So when I called back, I asked her and she's like, yeah, they let you go. And yeah, we emailed, what is it called? Payroll, so that they can fix it. So you'll be getting paid within a week or whatever. And I was like, cool. It only took like 2.5 months to get paid for 1 day, but whatever. Yeah. So I don't work at Big Lots anymore. I work somewhere else that I love. Don't ask where. I probably won't tell that story until I stop working there. Who knows when that will be. But yeah, I'm gonna post the Snapchats with this video because I kept them, and I honestly think those are so much more funny than this whole video. That's what inspired this video. But that's it for today. Remember to like and comment on this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, go ahead and do the post notification. I don't know, is that what it's called? Well, the little notification, the little bell box. You can go ahead and click on that so you can get my notifications, because it's not like I post often. Clearly, as you see, it's been like almost a month. And I won't be blowing up your phone, but you will see when I do the random post. And it is December. It's December. I love Christmas. I told my mom on Sunday, because I was out of town. So when we were driving back, it was like getting cold, and I was telling her, it's Christmas. Christmas has officially started for me. And she's like, what? And I'm like, it's Christmas. Like, my Christmas has started. It's December. It's gonna start getting cold. I can feel it, which is very cold today, which I'm so happy about. And I was just like, my Christmas has started. So I'm gonna try to do festive videos. Hopefully I can post more than I did since the last time, which was like nothing. But hopefully I can post more, and I'll see you guys next time. Y'all, okay, so I know I over-exaggerate everything, but this is like no joke. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I almost freaking died. Okay, I was at work and I was like putting stuff back, right? And all of a sudden, like, I hear this like loud noise and like shaking. So I'm like, are they taking out something from the back? But literally I see walls shaking. I'm like, what the hell? So I go look, and the back of our building collapsed. I was like, what the heck? So I run to the front and I'm like looking for a manager, like, do you see this? And he just yells, let's go. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, am I gonna die? Is there an earthquake? Like, I literally thought it was an earthquake. Yeah, I was literally not even that far from it. Like, I could have been standing under it, and my manager was like, did you see that? And I'm like, yeah, I was right there. Like, you know, I could have died. And so he told me to leave, and I was the only one there with him. So I mean, I'm just like, am I still getting paid?
So I changed my mind. Never mind. As far as y'all know, I told y'all something hit me when I was at work, because homegirl right here is about to get her college paid.